Welcome to this tutorial. It is all about Node.js today. We'll be talking about Node.js for the next few series of videos that I'm going to be making, and it's going to be a totally beginner friendly video. It's going to be a command line application, so we will not be needing so much of extra weight for somebody that is just starting out. The reason for creating this is to help people starting out in Node.js, or people without programming knowledge, to be able to start out in Node.js without much stress. So what we'll be doing is we'll be building a CRUD application, but it will be a command line application, with no interface, but it will help you see the full power of Node.js. The beautiful thing about JavaScript now is that it's not just the browser that understands it. The computers now understand it. It's different from when we use JavaScript for only front-end applications. Now we can use JavaScript for back-end applications through the help of Node.js and the Google V8 engine. And I really hope you enjoy this video as we get started. For you to get started, you need to download the Node.js latest and stable one, that is 18.14.0. It is recommended for most users, but you can get the 19.6.0, which is the current one. Now, while this is the current version as at the time when I am producing this video, it might not be the same as at when you will be watching this video or taking this tutorial, but it doesn't matter. Always go for those ones recommended for the users, and that is usually on the left. It's usually written there, so you don't have anything to be confused about. So after downloading it and installing it, it is pretty straightforward. Then you want to check on if everything was done correctly. So what you can do is to check for the version. If it returns a version number, then that means what you installed is correct. Something else to notice: when you install Node, it also installs NPM. NPM is Node Package Manager. As we continue, you will see how and why it is important. But generally, it helps us to add extra codes or external codes that are not written by us to our own code in order to make us write faster and more efficiently. So to check if Node was installed properly or correctly, just type node and version, node version, like this. Hit enter. Just node and double hyphen there, version, and it should return a version number like this. So for me, I do not have the latest. I am using version 16.15.1, and that is totally fine. It doesn't really matter. You just need to have Node installed. Then to also check for NPM, just do NPM hyphen. You can do double hyphen version, or you could just do -v this way. Hit enter and it returns a version number. Once you can return a version number, then that means everything is properly installed. Now you can actually check out Node.js in the terminal to see the power of Node.js, and you notice that as soon as we hit into Node, so just do Node enter, it welcomes us into the version of Node, and then you could manipulate JavaScript from here. For example, you could do something like 5 + 5, and that should give us an answer. The answer is already coming up. When you hit enter, it gives you 10. So stuff like that. But we will not be working just here in the terminal. We'll write code that will help us to use the terminal. That's what we want to do, and I'll be demonstrating to you what we'll achieve by the end of this tutorial. So let me bring this in. This is a demo code I have written. I'll just demonstrate based on what we'll be doing here. So one thing that I'll be doing, first of all, let me get rid of the db.json. It will be automatically created, so let me delete that. Okay, good. So one thing that we will do, the very first thing that we'll do will be to add data. So we will have to run the add data file. So to run a file, we just need to do node, name of that data. You could add the extension or not, but that's totally fine. Hit enter. It asks for name and you enter name. Sam is fine. You add for phone number, you put whatever your number is. You ask for adult, so the adult has multiple choice options, so you just pick the one you want. So Sam is an adult, so hit enter and it is saved. Yeah, notice that it creates the db.json file that wasn't there. That is part of the things you'll be learning. You'll be learning how to manipulate files, and then you learn a few other things like using the terminal, using modules and all that. Now after adding data, something else we can do is to retrieve the data. So for us to retrieve data, the code is written in the retrieve.data file, sorry, retrieve data.js file. So we just need to do node retrieve, yeah, retrieve data. Hit enter. It returns this data that I just entered. Notice Sam and the gibberish I entered. All right, now after this, what next is to update the file. So let's update. We do node update file, node update data, sorry. Hit enter. First thing it does is always to return for us the data that is already existing. Now what we want to do is pass in this data and it will retrieve this data for us. Sorry, passing the ID and it retrieves this data for us. So you copy this, paste it here and hit enter. Now it has retrieved the data for us and now it's asking us what is your name. So what we want to do here is to update what is already there, and what is already there is Sam. So we want to change that to Ebere. Hit enter. I do not want to change the phone number, so if I hit enter it will keep the initial value. So I hit enter. Now for the adult I could change it to N, which means no, it's not an adult or he's a minor. Hit enter. It's updated. Now if you decide to retrieve this data again, you should see the updated data, and now we have a Ebere instead of Samson, and we're having a minor here instead of an adult. Beautiful, right? Finally, what we can do is to delete data, and to do that we use the remove data file. So we do node remove data. Yeah, hit enter. This is the only data here. We want to remove it, and so we copy the ID, paste it, hit enter, and it tells us deleted. Now how can we be sure that this data has been deleted? Check the db.json file. I notice that we now have just an empty array, unlike what we will have had if we had entered a data. Now just to confirm what we have done, Control K to clear the terminal. Now let's create a new data. Hit enter. It's showing an empty array because there's nothing here. That's just what we have here, but that's fine. We're adding Njoku. What's Njoku's phone number? You just put some gibberish and that's fine. That's the phone number. And then is he an adult? Yes, he's an adult. Hit enter, and notice that how quickly it updates this file, and we now have another code inside of here. another data inside of here. Something that you didn't see but was working on underneath is the db file check. This checks if the db file exists. Now this is necessary for the update file and the delete file. Yes, two of them. Notice that we'll call the function here. Once there is no database, no file, all what happens there is it do not run. It do not even try to run the code at all, not to talk about running and returning errors. So this is important in order to save time and to save resources generally, and to make our code more robust. So this is what we'll be building in this tutorial, and this is the first one. I'm really happy, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video where we'll be talking about a whole lot. Now, a good thing I could do is to share with you the list of things we are going to be learning. So we've already done the introduction and the installation of Node and NPM. So what we are going to be doing in the next video is going to be how to set up projects and how to install dependencies. After that, we move to how to create a new file from the terminal, and maybe we'll also take up how to check if a file exists. After that, we should take the next two, which is how to query a database and how to retrieve data. Then add data should be a video of its own or a tutorial of its own. How to edit data should also be a video of its own. And I think how to delete data should also be a video of its own. Either ways, we have a lot to learn, and I look forward to having all of you leave comments about what you learn and how you intend to grow. I will also leave some more tutorials that you can take after this in order to grow your Node.js skill. So I'll see you in the next video. Catch you.